Hey, it's AY Gemini, and today we're making a simple backdrop using just 2x4s. Okay, so let me tell you the plan is while I set up the miter saw. So here is the plan. We're going to be doing an almost 8x8 type of backdrop. She's just using 2x4s and some chicken wire. Hold on, this requires strength for me to push down. Ouch, thumb. Okay, wow. I blame the cold for me not being as strong right now. So we're building a backdrop for my partner's mom's retirement party, and we're gonna just as a nice little photo op for her party. We're gonna keep it really simple and do a basically 8-foot by 8-foot backdrop with 2x4s and chicken wire. And on the chicken wire, we're gonna be doing a green backdrop with some tropical leaves, some baskets, and yeah, it's gonna be really pretty. Super excited about it. Always forget how to release these. There we go. But I already went to Lowe's. We got 6 2x4s. I actually chose to select pine rather than the regular 2x4s. These are basically more sanded, more straight. So I have less sanding to do because I'm trying to race the sun before it sets. And as you can see, it's still pretty cold. There's still ice on the ground from that snowstorm that we had, ice storm, whatever. And today is at least 20 degrees warmer than it has been. So that's why we're back outside. So yeah, I'm really excited to get this going. We are basically going to be leaving 4 of the 2x4s alone. And we're not going to cut those. And then we're just going to cut the center support and the triangle support pieces at the bottom. Let's get started. I promise this is going to be super easy, so we should be done momentarily. Essentially, we have a square right now, almost a square, by 2x4s on all of these, and nothing is cut. These are all 8 foots all the way around. Nothing has been cut yet. So we're going to use those as is, but I want to do a vertical support right here in the middle. But that is going to be a little bit shorter than these 2 end parts here because it has to account for the bottom and the top. So even though these are 2x4s, they are actually the nominal sizes, which means that's what it starts off as when they first cut the wood and everything. But once it gets milled, dried, and everything, it does shrink. So 2x4s are just the nominal or the like named measurements basically. And the actual size is 1.5 by 3.5. I know that's really confusing, but after the shrinkage and drying, that is what ends up the actual sizing. So don't get confused. So I have to take out the 96 inches, which is the height here, minus the 2 here. That's 3.5 plus 3.5 there, equaling 7 rather. And 96 minus 7 is 89. So I'm going to cut my other 2x4 to 89 inches. To give you a better visual of what I'm talking about, so if I measure this across, it's not, see where the 4 is right here. This actually measures to 3.5 widthwise. And then for this side, it is 1.5. So it starts off as 2x4, but then when it gets milled and then shrinked because of the drying out the moisture out of the wood, it comes out to that size of 1.5 by 3.5. So if you're new for woodworking, that gets kind of confusing. But yeah, just FYI. All right, next we're going to cut the supports. They're going to go back of the backdrop. That's going to create this little triangle support shape on the back. The last set to cut is the triangle-like support pieces that will go on the back. The lengths of these aren't super important, but I included what I used in the diagram shown earlier in this video. The angle of these will be cut at 45 degrees on each end. Ensure the angles are opposing each other rather than parallel. I already have a bigger Craig jig, but I wanted a small one because putting the taller 2x4s in that big one requires me putting it upright all the way up, and it's going to be too much. So I am just going to use this small one. It's a little bit more portable. This was a value pack. I think it was like $53 at Lowe's. It came with the actual Craig jig and a bunch of screws. So I thought that was a really good value. If you bought them separately, it would have been like over 75 bucks. So this is the way to go. Next, I grabbed some chicken wire. I ended up getting 1-inch chicken wire at the 50-foot length to make sure I had enough. Next, we'll do some thrifting. Baskets are usually quite plentiful at the thrift, so we're going to source those there. Now we can make the signage that will go in the backdrop. I'm going to be using the vinyl on an acrylic sheet. For bigger signage like this, using smart vinyl without a mat is best. Make sure to select those options on the Cricut design space. It will tell you the length needed and will cut along the length of the vinyl. Once that is cut, I've cut the acrylic sheet to the sizes needed for each section. And I'm going to peel one protective sheet, then apply the vinyl. We'll remove the second protective sheet on the other side later when we're ready to set up. I found splitting the bigger titles into smaller sections made it easier to apply. Last, we'll pick up the greens and head over to the party. Setup was super easy assembly with the pocket holes. I also labeled each piece to keep everything organized and provide even smoother setup. After frame assembly, my best friend and I attached the chicken wire to the frame using a staple gun. To stabilize the frame, I put 4 bags of rice on the supports. You can use sand here as well, but I figured rice would be more useful to us afterwards, so rice it was. I then finished stapling the chicken wire to the frame so that we can get ready to attach the greenery and baskets. We used some floral green wire to attach them to the frame as well as the titles. Shout out to my bestie and friends for helping me finish this backdrop. The party was a success and my partner's mom was really happy. Thanks for following along on how we made this party come to life, and I will see you at the next one. Bye!